So what we have here is a barrel. It's a 50 cal. This is a Traditions Buck Stalker or Buckmasters muzzle loader. It was shot in January 2024. Black Corn 209 was the powder they were using. After cleaning this firearm and going through it, I highly recommend the use of Black Corn 209. As since this firearm has sat since January, it's now middle of November, and it was not cleaned post shooting. Black Corn 209 is very low corrosive powder, as you can see through the video of this bore scope. We do have some rust in here, but it is not pitted severely. Compared to some of the other black powders that are out there commercially available in the market, they're heavily corrosive. We're going to use the modern Spartan systems. More information on that product to come after this bore scope while we're cleaning. But as you can tell, this firearm does need some love. And we're at the breech now. There's some powder left over there. Firearm did come and loaded. I had to unload it, and we warp speed out of the barrel and get on with the cleaning process. Oh, like all the videos I've been doing, after I've switched to this product, this stuff is amazing. It's the modern Spartan Systems Accuracy Oil and the Carbon Destroyer XX. This rifle, as you saw in the bore scope video, it is pretty bad. It's got a heavy carbon buildup in there, heavy powder fouling. There's some rust in there. So we might have to switch to the Copper Lead Destroyer, which is still modern Spartan's product. Works fantastic. As bad as this one is, this is going to take a little more in-depth cleaning than what a lot of firearms are going to use. But we're going to show the capabilities of this Carbon Destroyer, and then we're going to use the accuracy oil as a protectant after we get it all clean. And then we'll do another bore scope video of showing the results. So let's get straight to the cleaning of it. What we're going to do is we've got a patch here. We've got deal, and we have our pull cord here. So we'll get this on here. Run this down out to the breech. You can't see it's off camera. Breech plug's pulled. We're going to take our, it's just I use the Otis patches. They're easy to use. There's plenty of videos how to set them up. What we're going to do is take the modern Carbon Destroyer. Here we go. The Carbon Destroyer, and we'll soak this patch. We get a pretty generous amount on this patch, and what we're doing is we're just wanting to get this down through the barrel, get it all into that carbon, all in that powder fouling, get it on that rust. We're not gonna pull hard, just gonna pull through real gentle. And you can see just the freaking first wipe. Look at that. Just the first wipe of this stuff through. Go ahead, add a little bit more. Pull off my T-handle here. Stick this back down the barrel. Just wipe it through. Actually, you can see from that breech, there's a little powder in there. We actually picked up some gunpowder up out of there. Nice thing with these is you can pull these out. You've got 3 different slots in here, so you can use this patch for multiple wipes. You just refold it back in its cone shape, stick through your eyelet, roll it down. What we're just doing right now is we're getting this barrel just nice and coated with this cleaner. Now we'll take comes in a lot of your Otis kits, this little kind of fiber optic deal, stick it down into the muzzle. We'll look down the breech end, look at it, and make sure it is pretty well coated. It actually looks pretty clean just from those 2 swipes. So we're going to go ahead and roll right back into the bore scope, roll through it, and see how it does. I wish I could keep the camera rolling as I roll right to the bore scope, but the app that I use doesn't allow me to do that. So I have to save the file and splice it all together. So we've done 2 wipes. What we're going to do is we're going to leave the patch on there, see how it sits. Do the bore scope, come back, show you the patch there, so you can't go, oh, he wiped it down more into that. Try to eliminate any people giving this great product any kind of discrepancies or anything around it. So we're going back down through the muzzle. This is the second bore scope shot, and this is after 2 wipes of the Carbon Destroyer. You can see it is already significantly cleaner. working this bore scope down the barrel. You see there's a little bit of rust left, nothing heavy. The heavy powder buildup is all, virtually majority of it has been removed. You see we don't have a lot of pitting in the lands and grooves either. Get closer and closer to the breech as you can see the white light at the end of the tunnel. A little bit of powder speck right there we just passed. That's easy to get out. There's some more parts of that powder there as well. It's that Blackcorn 209, and we warp speed back out. Just goes to show you how well that Carbon Destroyer XX really works. 2 wipes, and we are very, very clean. Now we'll focus on the rust. Now we ran through the bore scope. See, patch is the same. Go ahead and pull this off. And at this point, we're going to switch to our brush. At this point, we're get some of that unburned powder, that fresh powder at 209 out of here. We're going to get a little of this Carbon Destroyer. Put a little on our brush, a couple drops, don't take much. One drop her in. This will help pull any of that pelletized powder out, as well as it's going to help get down those lands and grooves a little better and get some of the rust off the muzzle. We'll run this through a couple times, do a visual check, and see how it looks, and then we're probably going to get here on the end and focus on this rust pretty heavily. Where's my little tool? Stick it in there. There you see some of the rust is already kind of breaking off. Get our patch again. At this point, we're not going to apply anything to the patch. We are strictly going to wipe out what is in that barrel and then do another visual inspection of it. Patch give me a little difficulty threading here. Usually I do these in no time. Nice thing about these Otis kits is you got double ends are threaded, so you can have 2 attachments at one time if you needed to. But as far as running something down, that brush is a little hard to force down. It's easier to pull it, so you can take it off. But if we have like a little carbon pick or another eyelet for a pad, you run right down the barrel, it'll be fine. Take it, stick it down another hole in the patch. I'm going to grab it, actually flip it over. I'll pinch it. I'll go to a little bit bigger patch and do a hard wipe. I was using a 2-inch patch, now I'm going to swap to a 3-inch. Just fills that bore up a little more. Bigger patches actually give you more slots to use the same patch over and over. More surface area. Again, we're going to run a dry patch through it. A lot better, a lot cleaner. Now let's put the bore scope back through. It looks pretty daggone good. So we're going back in through the muzzle. As you can see, there's going to be a little bit of stuff left, a little bit of powder specks here and there, some lint from the Otis cleaning wipes are there in the barrel, or through the barrel We're passing a little jerky on the bore scope. Apologize about that. But as we continue down the barrel towards the breech, you'll notice that the rust is gone. There's no severe pitting. Barrel overall in really good condition, and it is significantly cleaner with very little effort that we had to put into it, considering how dirty it was when we first started. Remember to clean your muzzle loaders every year, especially if you shoot it. I'll play with the light settings there a little bit. We're at the breech. Now we're going to back out to the muzzle, and you'll notice again how clean and how well the modern Spartan Systems products have worked on a very dirty barrel. Well, as y'all just saw with the third run of the bore scope through, how much drastically cleaner this barrel is from very minor application of Carbon Destroyer XX, no accuracy oil used so far. We've run 2 different patches through it, 3 patches, and a brush. And we even reduced the amount of rust that was at the muzzle. We have not even focused on removing or working on this rust yet. Modern Spartan System products work. And that wasn't me putting the Carbon Destroyer just running through there, not even letting it sit for a while. I was thinking I was going to run it through and have to let it sit for a bit, but it pulled this stuff off amazing. Now, that also is a test of how good the Blackcorn 209 powder is. It is a very low corrosive powder compared to your other muzzleloader powders that are on the market. So if you're shooting muzzleloader, I highly recommend the Blackcorn 209. This thing was fired last in January. Here it is November, and it was not cleaned. I actually, when it came in, I pulled the breech plug and I had to grab a container, and there was still powder in there with a ball as well. So actually I had to unload this firearm and looked down. I was like, pretty dirty. So the products work. You can believe in them. You can trust them. You can spend your money and know you're going to you're benefiting American business, made in America, and you're getting a product that's going to work and do what it's advertising, what it says it does. So let's hit this muzzle. By the way, Arrow 10 save you 10% on all modern Spartan Systems products. So we're going to stick the brush down in there. I'm going to grab the brass handle here. I'm just going to kind of run it back and forth. Now this accuracy oil helps remove rust. Let's go ahead and get a little of this on that brush. Like a good little dose of this accuracy oil down in there. Now every time I go in, I'm rotating the brush. That way I'm not working only one area of the bristles. Same patch that we used last time. It's not that dirty. We're going to run it back through here. Let's flip the patch. Back in. Stick this down in the breech this time. That barrel's shiny. Alright, so back to the bore scope and see how it does. So very quick look at through the bore scope how much rust we actually removed with just the brush and some oil. Not all of it's gone, but the heavy buildup is. Well, right there, just that little bit of brushing y'all saw with some of the carbon destroyer that was still laying, added a little accuracy oil, we virtually removed almost all that rust. Take a little bit more time, a little cleaning, wiping a few here and there, but overall, for the video concerned, I'm going to call this complete, and the product's shown what it's intended to do, and it made it easy. So now all that's left, what I'm going to do off video is I'm going to focus on this muzzle a little bit more, get that last little bit slight remaining rust out. I'm going to run some accuracy oil down the barrel, give the barrel a good light coating of oil. We're going to clean the breech plug just by hand. It just needs a little wipe down some oil. And we're going to call the customer, let them know it's ready to go. They get it picked back up, and they can go back to getting ready to hunt muzzleloader season. So, Arrow 10, remember, discount code, Modern Spartan Systems. If you need gun oil and gun cleaners at work, they're your go-to. They'll improve your accuracy. They're going to remove and inhibit corrosion. They're going to pull the carbon better than any other product on the market. They even have engine additives that will help increase your fuel mileage of your engines. I use them on all my equipment, trucks, my pond stuff, my tractor, everything I've got has got the TBT green in it as of this point. Anything you get from Modern, you'll be pleased. And here is the final cleaning after I went down the muzzle a little bit more off camera, got the rest of the rust, wiped the barrel with oil, ran a couple dry patches, ran some oil, got all the lint out of it, made sure there's no more powder residue, and then went through a final wipe with a light coat of oil to protect it. Getting closer down to the breech, you'll notice, like we saw before, no more pitting, no rust. We're there at the breech, and hyperspeed back to the end. Very last final we're going to show is a picture of the clean muzzle compared to the first picture when we first started of the rust gone. Modern Spartan Systems, they work.